History often glorifies kings, warriors, and conquerors. Their triumphs are carved into stone, their names echoed through generations. But hidden in the shadows of these grand narratives are the forgotten stories of women whose lives were shaped by betrayal, cruelty, and a relentless fate. They were brilliant, brave, and powerful, yet tragically broken by the very world they sought to navigate. Today, we pull back the curtain on history to remember some of its most ill-fated women, giving voice to those who were silenced. Our journey begins in 19th century India, in the city of Lucknow, with a story of stolen innocence and artistic brilliance. Her name was Amarin, but the world would come to know her as Umrao Jaan, kidnapped as a young girl from her family and sold into a tall wife's katha, or courtesan house. Her childhood was abruptly erased. In this gilded cage, she was trained in the classical arts of music, dance, and poetry. She blossomed into an extraordinary artist, her voice and verses captivating the hearts of Lucknow's elite. Patrons showered her with jewels and praise, yet none could offer her the one thing she truly craved, her freedom. Umrao Jaan's life was a poignant paradox. She was adored, but never truly loved, admired, but never free. She moved through a world of luxury and art, but her soul remained a prisoner of her circumstances, forever yearning for a life that was stolen from her. Her story is a heartbreaking reminder that talent and grace were often no match for the cruel confines of society. From the opulent courts of India, we travel to feudal Japan, to a tale of domestic horror that has haunted the nation for centuries. This is the story of Oiwa, a name synonymous with betrayal and ghostly vengeance. Oiwa was a beautiful and devoted wife to a Ronin, a masterless samurai named Demon, but her husband was ambitious and cruel. Desiring a wealthier bride, he conspired with his new father-in-law to get rid of Oiwa. He secretly gave her a facial cream laced with a fast-acting poison. The cream horribly disfigured her face, causing her hair to fall out and one eye to droop grotesquely. As she stared at her ruined reflection in a mirror, she died of a broken heart and the poison's effects, but her story didn't end there. Her vengeful spirit, or Onryu, returned to haunt Eamon, driving him to madness and his eventual demise. The legend of Oiwa became the foundation for Yotsuya Kaiden, Japan's most famous ghost story. It's a chilling testament to countless women who have suffered in silence behind closed doors, their pain and betrayal immortalized in folklore. Now, let's turn to the treacherous courts of Tudor England, where ambition and love could lead to either a throne or a scaffold. Here we meet Anne Boleyn, one of history's most compelling and controversial queens. With her sharp wit, dark eyes, and French sophistication, Anne captivated King Henry VIII, who defied the Pope and broke with the Catholic Church to marry her. She rose from a lady-in-waiting to become the Queen of England, promising to give the king a male heir. But power proved to be a double-edged sword. When she gave birth to a daughter, Elizabeth, instead of a son, the king's affection began to wane. Desperate for a new wife who might give him an heir, Henry and his courtiers concocted a web of lies. Anne was accused of shocking crimes, including adultery, incest, and treason. Despite her fierce and intelligent defense, the verdict was a foregone conclusion. On May 19, 1536, she was led to the executioner's block within the Tower of London. The crown she had fought so hard to win could not protect her from the political machinations of the court and the cold heart of the king, who once loved her. Crossing the Channel to 18th century France, we find another queen who met a tragic end, Marie Antoinette. Arriving in France as a naive 14-year-old Austrian princess, she was married to the future King Louis XVI to seal a political alliance. She was thrust into the decadent and gossipy court of Versailles, a world far removed from the struggles of the common people. As France spiraled into economic crisis, Marie Antoinette became an easy scapegoat. She was portrayed as a frivolous, out-of-touch foreigner who spent lavishly while her people starved. The infamous phrase, "let them eat cake," though likely never said by her, perfectly captured the public's hatred for her. When the French Revolution erupted, the royal family was imprisoned. Stripped of her titles and dignity, she faced a sham trial and was sent to the guillotine. History has often painted her as a villain, but in reality, she was more a victim of circumstance, a young woman caught in the crossfire of political upheaval, paying the ultimate price for the sins of an entire monarchy. Our journey now takes us back to the ancient world, to the sun-drenched lands of Egypt and its last pharaoh, Cleopatra VII. History, written mostly by her Roman conquerors, has often reduced her to a seductive temptress who used her beauty to manipulate powerful men like Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. But this is a gross oversimplification. Cleopatra was a formidable ruler in her own right. She was highly intelligent, a shrewd politician, and a gifted linguist who spoke at least 9 languages. She commanded armies and navies, and for 2 decades, she fought to preserve Egypt's independence against the encroaching power of Rome. Her alliances with Caesar and Antony were not just romantic. They were calculated political moves to protect her kingdom. In the end, however, she was outmaneuvered. Following her defeat at the Battle of Actium and facing the humiliation of being paraded through Rome as a captive, Cleopatra chose to die by her own hand. It was a tragic and defiant end for one of the most brilliant and powerful queens the world has ever known. Let's return to France, but this time to the 15th century, during the chaos of the 100 Years' War. Here we find an unlikely hero, a teenage peasant girl named Joan of Arc. Claiming to hear divine voices, Joan convinced the French crown prince to let her lead an army against the English. In a world dominated by men, this young girl, clad in armor, inspired a demoralized army and led them to a string of incredible victories, turning the tide of the war. Her success was astounding, but it also made her powerful enemies. She was eventually captured by English allies, sold to the English, and put on trial for heresy. The trial was a political sham. She was interrogated relentlessly, but her faith never wavered. At just 19 years old, the hero who had saved France was condemned as a witch and burned at the stake. Years later, a new trial posthumously declared her innocent, and centuries after that, the Catholic Church canonized her as a saint. But this vindication came far too late. Justice could restore her name, but it could not give her back her life. These women, Umrao Jaan, Oiwa, and Boleyn, Marie Antoinette, Cleopatra, and Joan of Arc lived in different lands and different times. They were poets, queens, warriors, and wives. Yet they all shared a similar fate. They were betrayed, misunderstood, and ultimately destroyed by a world that failed to protect them. Their stories serve as a powerful and somber reminder that history is not just about grand victories and powerful men. It is also about the silenced, the forgotten, and the wronged. By remembering them, we honor their struggles and ensure their voices are never truly lost. Whose story resonated with you the most? Let us know in the comments below. If you want to uncover more of history's untold stories, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.